Land Park MGM. Don't know if I ever filmed here while sitting, probably walking through once or twice. Anyway, I want to wrap up some things before I head out to California. I head out in 2 days. So just like last year, I had a video with the word eclectic in the title, wrapping up some things I want to say right now. For one, I was just in the MGM Buffet. I cut a ton of people in line. It was fabulous. I cut like 30 people in line paying. I got to go down the priority line because I'm gold status. And then I cut like 20 people in line. After you pay, you wait for a seat to be available, which after an all-nighter, when it's like 8 a.m., there is no wait, but at like 1:30 p.m. there is. So I cut like another 20 people. They were quite mad that I was cutting them. Both groups of people. Here's the thing though, don't get mad, get creative. If the people who were first in the non-priority line waiting to get a seat saw me walk up, knowing other people had gone ahead of them from the priority line, knowing I would get a seat before them, and quickly befriended me and asked, can we come in with you so we could get in the priority line, and instead of you going in alone and us two going in by ourselves, we'll go in together as a group of 3 and we'll eat together. I would have had no problem with that, but instead of doing that, instead of thinking, they just got madder and madder and had these really annoying looks on their faces. There used to be like a flower pot right here between those two groups of benches. There's not anymore. I don't know, maybe homeless people were like peeing in it or something. Also, shout out to the guy who said he liked the content as I passed by those fuzzy green people behind me. I think I mentioned them in the first episode of the Denver trip. Those felt people on the wall, the art. And last thing about the buffet, it's fascinating how long it takes people to do very basic things. The 2 people in front of me at the carving station made a career out of getting their food from the carving station. It's like every meat there was, every sauce there was, every meat that you did not need the employee to carve for you, it took forever. I was about to leave. It was taking forever. And if you must know, I actually very rarely use those priority lines, even though I can. Like if I'm in the main cage, if I'm in line at the main cage at Bally's, I stand in the diamond line just to prevent other diamond people from cutting everybody. Because they can't go ahead of me now that I'm there. Let's say 3 people are in the non-diamond line. I go into the diamond line, I let those people go first. They were there first, and I prevent everyone else who gets into the diamond line while we're waiting from cutting everybody, because that's very annoying. It doesn't take that long, you guys can wait. It's not my fault they're incredibly spoiled and they get really mad, but they don't cut me. If I stood in the normal line, then a lot of diamond people might show up and all go first, and that's very annoying. So I stand there as like a shield to let everyone who was there before me go, and then I go. And before I get to the Bill Tait stories at the end, which I know is why everyone tuned in today, first, 2 more shout outs. Just met Rachel at Aria. We chatted while she waited for her seat. It was nice to meet you, Rachel. And also, if everyone remembers my friend who lives in New Jersey now, on the road trip back to New York in December, I was in his driveway. We filmed in his driveway for a minute or 2. It's funny. I think I got this from PTI. I think Wilbon and Kornheiser used to say "your boy" all the time when they were talking about anybody. So I say that to people a lot now. Like all these characters around Vegas that Herbs and Rye has met in the past like year and a half, when like we've known each other. He'll be in California, I'll be playing here in Vegas, and I'll text him, "Your boy just walked into MGM," and he'll say, like, "What person that I hate are you talking about now?" Anyway, my friend from New Jersey, I was in Venetian a few days ago, and I texted him, "Your girl just walked by." And with just about no other information, he guessed right. I was talking about Kathy Liebert. There it is. You're not going to guess who I was talking about? He says, I think I can guess. He asked if it was someone modern or back in the day. I said not someone modern, and he guessed Kathy Liebert right away. He got it. Other people use graphics to transition from one scene to the other. I'm going to show you an organizational mistake. I'm going to show you pictures and signs of food pictures and restaurant names going into Aria. You tell me what's wrong. The order is supposed to be picture of the food, name of the restaurant it belongs to, and there was sushi, there was Korean fried chicken, there was a burger, and then we got to this port, and then we got to this point, and then we got to this point. It should be donuts, and then the word donuts, and then ramen, and then the word ramen, but they mixed up this sign, the ramen words and the donut words. Should be a picture of donuts, then the sign for Speakeasy Donuts, then the picture of ramen, and then the sign for Laughing Buddha Ramen. And it's not. The red and the orange sign are in the wrong spots. And then as an afterthought, after these doors, that's where they put the Jewish delicacy, which I don't even know what it is. And I took a picture and I sent it to my dad, and he said he has no idea what this is. So if anyone knows, put it in the comments. I'm genuinely curious. And the only other thing in this video, I want to tell a story, a couple stories, mostly about when I left Vegas last year. Same final day, May 31st. So last year was the first year I really interacted with Bill Tait a lot. We knew each other from Twitter, but it wasn't until the series started in October in 2021 that we actually met in person. I was ending my time in Vegas, he was beginning it, and we met. But 2022 was when we interacted a lot. So in 2022, he was here a lot in the first half of the year. There was a time, actually the sling pack that I'm wearing right now, I was looking for this. Took a few stores to find it. I went to a Walmart one day near my Airbnb, not too close to the strip. I don't know, 5 to 10 miles, like northwest of the heart of the strip. I walk into that Walmart, and who's the first person I see? Bill Tait. He was standing in line to get a haircut. Right inside, you know, sometimes there's like a Subway or a McDonald's. This one had a haircut place. He was waiting to get a haircut. He's the first person I see. Didn't expect that. Don't know how he found me, but I have an even better Bill Tait found me story. So around this time last year, I just started the channel, and my Venezuelan friend was trying to give me some tips on like better video making, the editing, the graphics, things like that. I wasn't really that interested, but eventually one day, even though I never really asked for it, he just came into Bally's and threw a flash drive at me. I did not think this flash drive could possibly have like all of his important documents on it. Why would he give me that? I thought it was just this like series of educational video making courses, and I never knew exactly what was on it because I never looked. But he gave it to me, I accepted it to be nice, and I never looked at it. He knew the day I was leaving town. He knew May 31st was my final full day. He knew June 1st I was leaving. We played a lot at Bally's last year, and he waited until like May 30th to text me, so I need that flash drive back by tomorrow. I thought these video making things were the only thing on it, and if he never saw it again, he wouldn't care that much. And I wasn't seeing him a ton like that final week to even give it back to him. So I was just gonna take it with me to Council Bluffs and maybe give it back to him in like late July or August or something. But he needed it back. So late on May 31st, my final full day, I'm like packed, my day is done, I'm ready to sleep. I have to give this back to him. He's staying in Bally's. I was staying in Rio, so I have to drive to Bally's, go up to his room, and give it back to him. Now, every time in my life before this that I went to Bally's, I parked in the Bally's/Paris parking garage. For the first time in my life, I parked at Cromwell, which I had never done, but I understood if you're going to a part of Bally's on the north side of the property, just park at Cromwell, run across the street, you'll get into Bally's near the Uber area, and especially those elevators up to the rooms on the north side of Bally's, you're very close. So I park at Cromwell, go up, talk to him and his friend for a few minutes, and then I go back down. Now, this was the day Bill Tait was coming back to town. He's in Canada sometimes, he's in Vegas sometimes. He was here earlier in the year, and then he went back to Canada, and he was returning on May 31st. So I return the flash drive, I go down the elevators, and I don't go left to the garage. For the first time in my life, I've parked at Cromwell. I walk straight to leave out of the Uber area. Because I take that path, I'm walking between the elevators and the hotel lobby, and I'm walking there at the exact instant Bill Tait gets back into town, gets in from the airport, is in the building, and is walking to those elevators. It took so many things happening and going perfectly with the perfect timing to run into Bill Tait. And even if I were like 10 seconds earlier, I would have went out the Uber area before he walked down the hallway. It was absolutely perfect that Bill Tait found me again like minutes before my time on the strip was over. So we chatted for a while. His summer in Vegas was starting, my summer in Vegas was ending. I was going to Iowa. He was there with a friend from Canada who looked so exhausted from the full day of travel from Eastern Canada that he was like about to pass out. Meanwhile, he's just there tired and like annoyed a little bit, and Bill Tait is just chatting with me the whole time. So anyway, that was fun. I have no idea how Bill Tait finds me under any circumstances possible. I anticipate a day I'm like based in one European country but taking like trains and hitchhiking to a bunch of others on a very long vacation, and I'm like in Croatia or something in like a small village walking around, and I wander into like a small local tavern, and I'm in there and Bill Tait is just having a great time with a bunch of Croatian people having drinks and greeting me right at the door. Somehow something even more extreme is going to happen. Bill Tait knows how to find me. But that's it for now. Tomorrow you'll see the video where I drive to California. I'll be passing the shack. I don't know if I'm going to stop either on the way there or the way back. Probably not both, but it's possible. But that wraps up this video and my time in Vegas, first half of 2023. And remember, rice is a spoon food.